Morning.
Hi, good morning. Oh, I see you in your coffee shop.
Yeah, I know.
Very nice. I feel very dark. Let me
It's
switch on
quite
that.
dark where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not usually like that.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, the talk that I'm giving today is at 5 o'clock, and of course by then it's dark. So I've asked to do a test run, sort of half an hour before, just to see what the lighting
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
like. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to
Have you
do. I
got
need
a lamp you can move to the where you're sitting?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to, but I don't have like a proper big one. I'll have to go around the house and gather. It's
I
going to
know.
look like a boudoir, really, instead of a professional.
Well, I mean this background. I do have a little light here, but this background does increase the light. So maybe if you go to
Okay, maybe I'll look into that. Yeah, because you definitely, I mean, you're always well lit and light, but you definitely lighter. And it's
yeah.
not just the background, it's you that's lighter.
Yeah.
Let me just make a note. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to look for that today.
If
What
you
is it?
go,
A Zoom background?
yeah, go to canva.com and search for Zoom background.
Yeah, because this isn't gonna, I mean, this is now, I'm sitting right next to a window and there's light. It's going to be awful at 5.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, thank you.
No, it's all right. I mean, I've had to, and it's not great. I like in the long term, I'll make this better. But LED lights aren't good either because they cause flickering.
Oh, okay.
So don't
That's a
put an
pity.
LED lamp. Because I've got an LED lamp in here and I like it because it's nice and soft lighting.
Yeah, that's what I've got on mine.
Yeah, but when I'm on Zoom, I have to turn it off because otherwise, in fact, I'll show you what happens.
You'll kick off everyone's epilepsy.
Yeah. Yeah. So if I turn this off for a second, it might be all right with this background. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because the background seems to.
Oh, actually, no, that isn't as bad as it was. It must be the background. But am I doing more?
You're more pinky now. You're quite pale before. Now you're a little bit more pinky.
All right. Let's just see what.
And then back to white.
Okay, maybe this background may well help a lot then. Ow.
Oh.
Yeah. Maybe if that's me banging my knee on the table.
I know, I felt it.
Yeah. That was nothing. I'm expert at walking into things and bashing
No,
doors.
I win. There's no contest. Shins are my favourite.
Oh, shins, really? Oh.
Shins are so painful. Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
No, but do you find sometimes I find the most enormous bruises and I think, where the hell did I get that?
Yeah, a lot of the time.
Anyway, glad to see you've got yourself a coffee in your coffee bar.
Yes, I'm good. Thank you.
Right. It's all about you today. All about you.
Yay.
Yay. So, where are you feeling like you're? In fact, I'm capturing your scale anyway, but I probably need to remind you, just drop it into the group as well. The group. We are the
Yes.
group. Just so that there's a visual record.
Did I not do it last week? Did I not do it on Tuesday?
I don't.
No, I didn't, did I?
You did. No.
And I meant to do it. Yes. I'll do it after this. Overall, it's hard because if you think too much about it, then the number goes down. Overall, I don't know why, gut says 6.
The gut says 6. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So if it were a 7, so it's been a 7. That's fine.
It has been a 7. Yeah.
We're not comparing what it was. We want to think about what it is and what it will be. So if you wake up tomorrow morning and it's moved back to a 7, I shouldn't even say moved back to a 7. It's a 7.
Mm-hmm.
What do you notice is different about the day when you wake up feeling like a 7?
More energized.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose I'm feeling flat,
Okay.
which is why I said a 6. So if I was a 7, I would be more energized, both mentally and it's probably not physically. I think mentally I'd be more energized. Yeah.
Okay. And if you had that mental energy, what if you just, in fact, just close your eyes for a second and just step into it for a moment. So just take a few moments, you know, I'm just wittering here in the background and you're just there with your eyes closed, but just sort of gently ease into what that 7 might feel like. And you might even, if you feel able to, just edge it up a bit higher than that, but just feel into what that energy is like, that energy of a 7 or even energy of an 8. Just kind of gently delve around there inside. Just notice it maybe filter through your body. Notice that energy moving. It's mental energy, but it's also, it's in your body too, just feeling it moving around, just tapping in. And when you find something similar to a 7 or an 8, just sit with it for a moment. Just feel it moving through your body, noticing where it starts, where it moves, how it feels. And then move it into a place where you can imagine moving through the day, carrying this with you, this energy of 7 or even 8. When you have this kind of energy, what do you see yourself doing? And when you feel like you're beginning to get the sense of it, you feel it, you can now capture that for a moment to explore what you do when you're a 7 or an 8. Just open your eyes and let's discuss that.
Mm. That's quite lovely because I could feel it in my body moving from a 6 to a 7 or an 8. Although I was saying it was mental energy, as soon as I had more mental energy, my body felt physically more energetic. And I remember thinking it makes me feel more hopeful, like hope is back on the table again. And I can imagine, I was going to say a different future, and I'm not too sure what I mean by that, and that's quite a big thing to say, but maybe it is a different future I would like to head towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any factors that spring to mind with this different future? Anything specific?
A different future would be sort of following my dreams and putting myself first, which I'm learning to do since I started with you, you know, or not me fitting around my day, but my day fitting around me. That more than anything has been revolutionary and has made such a difference. And I think that different future would be really giving my pottery a go. You know, I've got the studio. I know it's cold and I don't spend any time in there right now, but I think it's also because I'm fearful of messing up or I'm not good enough. And I think more energy, more hope, more imagination would allow me to spend regular, consistent time in the studio, because there's always, and there is always going to be, I recognize that, there's always other things to be doing, feeding the goats and the alpacas and doing laundry and just pottering about, keeping myself busy, but not actually being productive at all. You know, I think I put a lot of obstacles in front of myself. And actually, just as I'm speaking, it will be interesting. There isn't anybody saying you have to do this, this, and that. And my husband, if he did come, I mean, he usually cooks when he gets home for us, but you know, he's not, he has no expectations when he gets home. I have the expectations. I'm putting it on myself, and yet I'm not carving out the time to make time for pottery.
What would happen if you made the time for the pottery and that was a regular feature of your day? What would your day look like if pottery was at the center of it?
Wouldn't be able to be on a day I work at the garden centre, but when I work from home, it could look like, what works well for me is to get up and go. That's when I'm at my best. It doesn't help setting it for 3 in the afternoon. By then I've run out of energy. So for me, it would be wake up, get a cup of tea, journal a bit while I drink that, meditate, and then go pottery studio. And already I'm thinking of obstacles. It's let the cat out, it's feed the dogs, let the chickens out, and then the goats can wait and the alpacas, but then they need to be fed. Husband does it, I do it. Theoretically, he could do mornings and I could do the afternoons on my day off. I just feel like there's so many, it's so easy. And I'm sure, you know, I'm not the only one. There's lots of little things. You can walk past the laundry and think, I'll quickly switch that on, or the kitchen's a bit messy. And you think, well, if I just quickly wash up, then go do pottery, or I just, you know, take that laundry out, it's been sitting there since last night, take it out, hang it up, then I go do the pottery. And that's what's catching me. It's all these very housey, mundane things that would need to be done, because that's what, you know, that's how you keep your house running, and that's what makes it comfortable and ensures you have what you need. But it feels like my phone, when my phone is on during the day and I keep on checking for social media or messages, I'm totally distracted all the time instead of focusing on the one thing. And if I just focused on pottery and then did that up until whatever time, then I could go do all those other things if that needs doing that day. Yeah. But I think that's how I'd like it to look for me, is it's a morning thing. And on a day off, it would be great to spend the morning in the studio. I've got lots to learn. You know, I've been doing it for 2 years, but not consistently. I've got loads. I've never fired the kiln that I've got before because I'm so nervous. I don't know how to do it because it's an old kiln, and I'm busy dealing with that now. So I'm sure I'm making a lot of excuses because nobody is telling me or insisting that I do X, Y, Z before I go. And it's that fine line of how much of it is avoidance, procrastination, so that I'm not heading to the studio, and how much of it is real life stuff like that shit needs to get done. But I'm prioritizing that stuff over the pottery, and that's what's killing me.
Yeah. So if you were to put a percentage, you know, how much is procrastination and delay versus these are just things that need to get. What's the percentage?
Yeah. Procrastination is more. Procrastination is 60%, and then the 40% is I like things when they are done. I mean, my house isn't tidy all the time or fabulous, but I find it very difficult. I wouldn't be able to sit here and do this if the kitchen was in a mess. And a tip from last night, my brain needs order and tidy, you know, clean desk, tidiness around me. So I wouldn't be able to live in a shitstorm and then just go do pottery while things are needing to be done.
Okay.
But we don't live in a shitstorm, and maybe I need to tidy up a little bit more as I go along and not leave things. I don't know. It feels, which is interesting, it feels quite selfish. Well, that's a very interesting choice of word. It feels quite selfish to say, I'm just going to head off to the studio and that's it. That's what I want to do today. And also knowing, sitting there thinking, well, I've still got laundry to do and the kitchen's a mess, and you know, I didn't make my bed last night. And it's interesting. I don't know if I'm just making excuses, because that stuff needs to be done, or I would like it to be done, because I like it when there's order around me.
Yeah. What if you didn't do it? Those things you like to have done. If you didn't do it, what would happen?
Okay, we'd wear dirty clothes because I do the laundry. Husband doesn't. Husband does clean the kitchen, empty the dishwasher. He's in charge of the kitchen, so I can't even use the kitchen as an excuse because he does it. The only thing that really couldn't wait is the feeding of the animals, but I could ask him to do the morning and I'll do the afternoon. That's totally doable.
So it's interesting, because you said the kitchen is his stuff, but one of the first excuses you said about the morning was you needed to make sure the kitchen was in order.
Yes, like I did this morning, because he slept late, so he didn't do the kitchen. And he's been feeling a bit depressed the last few days, so he hasn't really been doing the kitchen, and it's fallen to me. But I would say 90% of the time he does the kitchen. So yes, it is interesting that I use that as an excuse, because actually he mostly does it.
Yeah.
He mostly does it.
Yeah. So when you've got more energy, what kind of things do you do that are just, in fact, no, let's kind of remap your entire, let's just play pretend for a moment.
I like pretend.
So let's imagine that all of those things you think need to be done are taken care of. You know, maybe you have a cleaner, you know, your husband takes care of some of that stuff anyway, that happens, and he's willing to do the animals as well, so that's shit, but it's taken care of somehow. That's all taken care of. And even in terms of money, if that's an issue, that's all taken care of. So really you just get to choose how you spend your time.
That's so lovely to think. Oh my Lord, that's glorious. So if all of that stuff was taken care of, yeah, it would be what I said earlier. I'd wake up earlier, I'd come down, I have to have my cup of tea. I like being downstairs in the house quiet without anyone awake.
Yeah.
So I'll wake up earlier, tea, meditate, and then I'd go straight to the studio. I'd have the radio on. The dogs would probably come sit in the basket. They've got their bed there already. kind of must say in my defense as well that the studio is actually an old like a shepherd's hut. I don't know if you know what they look like. They're very
Yeah.
cool, but and you know, we put insulation in, but it is not warm and it doesn't have heating, so I've got little gas canisters that I put on. So I think fair enough that I haven't been in there when it's like 4, 5, 10 degrees, but I could wear all my thermals and stick the heater on, and you know, I think from 10 degrees upwards, I could definitely be in the studio. It might be colder like it was last week, but yeah. And there's, you know, there's a few things. It's not just you open the door, you go, and I've got to get the extension lead and hook up to have electricity. He put a light in there for me. I need to fill a thing of water and take it in. So it's not like a self-contained open a tap, just switch on a light. There's a few things to do to set it up. But once you see, all of that should be easy enough if I'm not feeling pressure to be doing other stuff.
But isn't it interesting how,
Oh, am I making excuses? It's so lovely to hear this out loud, because I've been wondering why I'm not getting there.
because you were given carte blanche to spend your, like, just to do your day how you want to do your day. Carte blanche, you could do anything. Just fill your day with what you want.
I can't
And
even
you got to
imagine.
around, I don't know what the time was, but you got up early. So I'm guessing it's about 9 o'clock at latest. And you started to find things that, oh, it might be a bit cold in there, or it might be too cold. So it was already like, it was shrinking, it was not a pleasurable thing anymore.
No.
And I was just about to say, oh, you know, what radio channel would you have on? But I thought, oh, well, we've already moved into it's too cold to go there anyway. So who cares what radio channel we're having on? It's too bloody cold. Not going there. so I'm curious.
So am I. Oh, that's really, I could hear it, you know, as I was talking, I was thinking, oh God, just shoot me.
Well, we're not going to do that. But
okay, so if it was,
tell me when you do love pottery, when there's none of these obstacles about it's really cold, like, tell me about how did you get into it? Where did you learn? Where do you practice it? How do you develop your skills?
I when I lived in London, it was in the back of my mind for many years, I don't know, 15, 20 years, that I would like to try. I never did. And then I moved here, and in 2017, 18, my mum came over from South Africa and my sister came over from Vienna. And I thought it would be nice to do a art project together while they're here. And I found a lady online that lives close by, and she could come teach us pottery for a few hours, and we could make something and she would fire it for us. And it was a lovely experience. We set up the barn, and it was lovely. And then she said she does classes, and I started doing her Monday classes, and I'm still friends with her now. I would have been going there now, but for lockdown. She is open, but I prefer not to go at the moment. So I did that solidly for about 18 months, and she taught me how to throw on the wheel. I had clay to do some hand building at home. I love hand building. I can't decide between throwing on the wheel and hand build. I think hand building is really nice to be able to get into it. And then just over a year ago, I had my hysterectomy, and I was home for a number of weeks, and she gave me some clay to do hand building, and I bought some of my own glazes, and I made quite a few things, which was really lovely. And she fired it for me, and that got me excited. And then husband bought me my own wheel, because you get like small little portable ones now. It's not those big things that you see on telly. And And then about 6 months ago, he bought the kiln, which is a really old kiln. And it's almost getting to the stage where I'll be able to use it for the first time. But even that, I don't really know much about it. And she hasn't been able to help, which is probably why I've been stalling on it. But the summer was easier. I did quite a bit in the summer. I love it when the doors open. I've got a view of the fields. I've got a really old window in there that my brother-in-law installed for me. He cut out a big hole and put the window in. And I've got views of the alpacas and the goats, and now I'll have the chickens. And it's next to the house, so, you know, husband can pop in and bring me a cup of tea. It's lovely when it's summer and it's warm and it's fabulous, and yeah, and the doors and the window are open. And then I recently started experimenting in red clay. My teacher had 2 packets of like a terracotta clay when it's fired, and I love terracotta, and it's good for hand building. So I've started playing around with that. I've made a few pieces, which actually I've got them here next to me. I'm hopefully going to fire them soon in my own kiln for the first time, which will be exciting. Makes a lot of mess. I don't know if I'll be able to work with red clay again. And slowly, I mean, it looks like a little studio. It looks lovely. It looks very creative and inviting in there. Yeah. I wish the weather was warmer, but it's really lovely. And there's so much to learn. The more I do, the more I realize how I know nothing. Because I thought it's about the building and throwing the pot or building the actual object, but it's what you do with it afterwards, the glazes, that I know nothing about. I mean, I know how to apply it like a normal glaze, but oxides and things like that, and to get special effects, you know, that takes time and practice and to play around. So I've got a whole journey ahead of me. And I'm not very good, as I'm saying that, I'm not very good at practicing and trying and getting things wrong and trying again. You know, it's my perfectionist streak. It's easier just not to do.
Right.
It's easier not to try. Yeah.
There we have it.
Yeah.
There we have it. Okay. Okay.
Which I think is why it's taken me so long. I still haven't fired the kiln because, like, you know, what if I do it wrong? I mean,
so how did you manage to do all the stuff you've done so far?
trial and error and practice. Practice is the only thing that gets you through it. And, you know, all the potters say that. One of the guys that I follow, I got his book for Christmas. He worked at his dad's pottery when, I don't know, as a youngster, just to help out for the summer. He ended up staying for 5 years. And he said for the first 2 years, he just threw small pots. That's what his dad got him to do. And he said it is the only way to learn. You've got to do it and then do it again, and then you do it again. And now he can do it blindfolded, and he does them within a few seconds, you know.
So you've done trial and error to get this far. How did you suspend the perfectionist in you to do the trial and error to get this far?
I think it was just enjoyable, and it was no pressure. Like the stuff that I built when I was home after my hysterectomy, that was just a way of spending. It's very therapeutic. So it was enjoyable, and I had no expectations.
Yeah.
And I was just trying stuff out.
Just hold that for a minute. Okay, so just close your eyes again. I want you to tap into that no expectations, trying stuff out, enjoyable, therapeutic. Go, you know, if you picture yourself with your clay, wherever you were, just get into that enjoyable, therapeutic, no expectations space. And when you feel like oh yeah, I'm kind of there, just let me know by just saying yes, I'm there. Yeah. Okay. As you're there in that space, I want you to just momentarily think of your number 8 and notice, is it similar or different?
Hmm. I don't know why I'm feeling stuck on that.
Stuck on switching to the 8, or
It's almost like comparing them. Is that what an 8 would be?
oh no, no,
No?
no. I just want you to compare. So go back now, just find the enjoyable therapeutic experience. No expectations. You're just with your clay. You've had your hysterectomy, you're just enjoying what you're doing, this therapeutic experience. You can feel the clay in your hands. You can feel yourself absorbed in a beautifully mindful way in what you're doing. There's absolutely no expectations. Just find how that feels, connect with how it was, but just find it in your body again. And maybe give this feeling that you're experiencing with this, when you feel like you've got it, you're close, we can give it a little name. So as I'm talking, and hopefully you're still just exploring, feeling your way into it, when you feel like you've got that similar sense of no expectations, enjoyable experience, you can feel that within your body. You can almost imagine that you were there, that you had the clay in your hands. You can feel like you were almost there, that you will be almost surprised that you open your eyes and you're not back there in that enjoyable, no expectations place. When you get that, open your eyes again.
Hmm.
Yeah?
Hmm.
So if we give that feeling you just captured there a name, just a label, what should we give it a name? What should we call it?
At peace.
At peace, right? So that's your at peace feeling. Okay.
Hmm. It felt like nothing else mattered. I was so present. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you to do something weird now. I want you to go back to the place where you're finding the excuses, like, oh no, it's cold, there'll be, just close your eyes and I want you to find that. It won't take long. So it's all oh no, hang on, look at the kitchen needs cleaning. Oh, hang on, I need to feed the goats. Oh, the alpacas. Oh no, it's a bit cold out there. Maybe not. Maybe later. Oh, the kiln doesn't work. Oh, I want you to get into that. Get into that space. Are you there already? Okay. Right. So open your eyes. Right.
It's really funny to hear it back. Yeah, thank you.
No, that's right. Right. Let's give that one a label as well.
Oh, that feels frantic.
Okay, frantic. Right. So we've got 2 things, and I just want you to step back in and practice them. So I want you to, what we're going to do is practice dipping in and out, because just trying to make it quicker. So the word frantic is now our label for that. The phrase at peace is our label for the other one. So just quickly close your eyes, go to the frantic one for a moment. The minute you've got it, just open your eyes. If you're there already, then that's fine. Yeah, okay, we're there. Right, now go back to the at peace one. Now close your eyes. I want you to go back to the at peace. Just explore it. You know how to get there. When you've got it, open your eyes again. Yeah? Okay. So just go back into it again. Just get it familiar. Notice where it is. Notice every aspect of it. Really explore it fully. So you're really intimately acquainted with this at peace feeling. You know what it's like flowing through your body. And when it feels really delicious, you think, no, I've got this. I know what this looks like, what this feels like. And then you can open your eyes again.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Right, now you're going to get to relax. You can sit in your chair now. We're going to use these. It's a technique that comes from NLP. So you done some NLP?
No, but I've read about it.
Okay, so this is combining NLP with hypnotherapy, and it's a really nice technique called anchor trigger. So the frantic bit is your trigger. The trigger that sets you off down a path that doesn't take you anywhere enjoyable, right? Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah.
But what we want to try to do, so what you demonstrated just in those moments, like we didn't go anywhere, we didn't do anything. You just sat there and you went to your mind and your body. You said, show me what this is like and where it is. So you've proved to yourself it's right there. It's right there.
Mm.
You didn't have to go out and buy anything or do anything else.
Mm.
You got it.
Mm.
But at the moment, your brain doesn't really see the need for that for some reason. Like you've got a really nice dress in the wardrobe, but you never put it on. It's not because you don't have it. It's just like, oh, well, why would I be wearing that? So it's a similar kind of thing. So the at peace we're going to use as your anchor to encourage your mind to see that as an option or resource. It's like, well, hang on a minute. Don't I have this at peace thing here? let's give that a whirl, see if that works. Okay. So that's the purpose of the anchor trigger, is to get your brain to access alternative pathways that it does have access to, but it's just not, it's got it stored somewhere else. It's like, oh, okay, right, enough of me talking. Now you can get in your chair and relax. All you'll need to remember is when I say at peace feeling, you know what I'm talking about, and that's what you find. And when I use the frantic phrase, that's the feeling you find. Right, I'm going to turn my video off because watching me is too weird. Okay, so just to begin, you're going to re-experience what you just practiced. Just get back into the at peace feeling. Just allow your mind and your body to explore the at peace feeling. To remind your mind what this at peace feeling is like. It's enjoyable and therapeutic, and there's no expectations as you reconnect with that at peace feeling. And dive deep into the at peace feeling, allowing your mind and your body to become fully connected and immersed, and to swim in that beautiful at peace feeling. There's no messing up this at peace feeling that makes such a difference. You're just giving it a go. There's no sense of being good enough to access this at peace feeling, because it just exists there, consistently there. Whenever you want it, whenever you need it, it's there, right there, without any expectations. The at peace feeling just is. Just allowing it to gently wake up with you. Imagine that at peace feeling as you wake up early in the morning, at peace. As you drink that first cup of tea, feeling at peace. As you meditate, feeling at peace. Connecting with this at peace feeling. So just for a moment, now that you've captured that at peace feeling, I'm going to do something a little strange and ask you to think about the problem situation we talked about earlier. And as you think about that problem situation, the thought of going to the kiln and the pottery in the studio, just remembering that problem situation. Everything is as it was before, as you told me, as you remember it. But just as you're about to experience that frantic feeling, you experience an at peace feeling. Notice what's different. Now you experience an at peace feeling. I wonder, what is the one difference you notice as you experience an at peace feeling? And what is the one change you make that makes the difference as you experience this at peace feeling? What do you do differently with an at peace feeling? But now we're going to return to the problem situation. As you described it to me, everything is as it was before, as you remember it. And just as you're about to notice a frantic feeling, instead, you notice at peace feeling. What happens differently now? This time, you access an at peace feeling. What is the one change you make as you access this at peace feeling? What do you do differently this time? But now, once again, I want you to go back to the problem situation. Everything is as it was before, as you remember it, as you explained it to me, everything exactly the same, except just as you're about to experience a frantic feeling, you notice an at peace feeling. What happens differently this time? Now you access an at peace feeling and wonder what you do differently. What do you find yourself doing with this at peace feeling? That's so transformative. This time, it's different somehow. But then once again, I want you to go back to the problem situation. Everything is as it was before, as you remember it, except this time. Just as you're about to notice a frantic feeling, you notice an at peace feeling. What happens differently now? What is the one change you make for the better when you access this at peace feeling? What is the one thing you notice that's different with this at peace feeling? What do you do differently this time with this at peace feeling? And now for the last time, I want you to go back to the problem situation. Everything is as it was before, as you remember it, except this time. Just as you're about to notice a frantic feeling, you experience an at peace feeling. Now, what happens differently this time with this at peace feeling? What is the one change you make for the better with this at peace feeling? What is the one difference you notice with this at peace feeling? What do you do differently this time, now, with this at peace feeling? And as you continue to explore and dive deeper into this at peace feeling, you begin to become aware of its potential. You begin to realize that this is an at peace feeling that you carry with you at all times, anytime, wherever, whenever. It is completely portable, this at peace feeling. You take it with you. You use it whenever, wherever you want it, any situation, event, circumstance, place, time. This at peace feeling is right there. You carry it with you in a pocket or a handbag, always at hand, this at peace feeling. And maybe you enjoy noticing A different future as you access this at peace feeling more frequently, more commonly, finding different applications. Exploring familiar situations in new ways with this at peace feeling. Perhaps noticing how differently you follow your dreams with this at peace feeling. Noticing how you put yourself first and how differently that feels with this at peace feeling. Which comes first, the at peace feeling or putting yourself first, your day fitting around this at peace feeling, or the at peace feeling fitting around your day, making a difference, such a difference, revolutionary difference, giving things a go, taking time and practice, enjoyable, therapeutic time. Nothing else matters, no expectations. It's just a journey ahead of you, trying stuff out, carving out time, making time, expectations, excited anticipation, at peace. This at peace feeling travels through like a stick of rock, the letters in the middle of this at peace feeling. Portable, accessible, always there, always with you, always available, and suddenly seeming so much more applicable, versatile, useful in any situation, time, moment, place, event, regular, consistent, accessible at peace, time, wherever you are, whether in the studio or in your home, whether out working, whether on a Zoom call, accessing whenever and wherever you choose this at peace feeling. And the expectations that come with this at peace feeling are that nothing else matters, enjoyable, therapeutic, trying it out in different times and moments and places with no expectations, this at peace feeling transforming with time and practice and changing shape, building a different version of a different future with this at peace feeling, following your dreams, this at peace feeling, no longer following but leading, this at peace feeling leading you towards a place that makes such a difference, revolutionary, giving it a go, no longer doubting. There's no messing up of this at peace feeling. You have it. You've always had it. You carry it with you. It's versatile, adaptable. You use it and take it any situation, time, moment, place. There is no messing up. This at peace feeling is good enough. And with regular, consistent time of accessing this at peace feeling, you carve out more and more at peace time. You make at peace time. You get up and go with this at peace feeling. You take it with you. You wake up early with this at peace feeling. You explore subtle nuances as you dive deeper and deeper in every single different experience. That you dive into the at peace feeling, it enriches and deepens your meditation, your tea. I wonder what radio station encapsulates this at peace feeling with the dogs in the basket and the warmth that comes from you. Perhaps you find a different way of accessing this warmth through an at peace feeling. You become more creative with this at peace feeling, almost like an art project. Within your own mind, your own body, you get into it with time and practice, this at peace feeling. When you see the view of the fields, the door open, and the alpacas and the goats and the chickens, so creative and inviting, maybe even more so with this at peace feeling. I wonder what you do differently now. as you access this at peace feeling that you take with you wherever you go, whenever you choose this access, this at peace feeling. Regular, consistent, no messing up, nothing else matters. It's easy. Time and practice, trying it out, discovering through trial and error. So many different applications, nuances, subtleties of this at peace feeling that enhance more and more moments, more and more situations, more and more events differently, but somehow connecting to that core at peace feeling. Trial and error, trying it out, fitting it around you or you around it, putting yourself first, the at peace feeling there at the heart of you, at the core, making such a difference. No messing up. This at peace feeling is quite good enough and getting better and better with time and practice and trial and error, and the journey ahead of you is the journey you're in right now at peace with this feeling that you take with you, that you use whenever and wherever you are. Till you think back for a moment to that problem situation and begin to wonder how or why it was ever a problem in the first place, now that you access this at peace feeling. And you bring it back with you, aware fully now that it's yours, you own it, you take it with you wherever and whenever. Use it in any situation, time, place, moment. It's yours. So take your time now, and when you're ready, slowly, gently open your eyes.
Oh, that was lovely.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Hmm. Oh, I feel at peace and quite calm. That's so positive and lovely. And I realized right towards the end that it wasn't about the end product, the final product. That's not where the peace comes from. The peace comes from the doing and the trial and the error and the journey while you're there in the studio on its own, regardless of what is happening. It's all part of, yeah, all those steps are necessary really for the bigger picture of the enjoyment of it without focusing on the end result.
Mm.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to just not have those, not place those expectations on myself. What do you want?
Yeah.
Lovely. And also right at the end when you said looking at, you know, the stuff that usually stops me, or the franticness, it seems quite silly now when I think of that stuff. And that stuff kind of feels cold and hard, whereas the pottery and the piece feels warm and golden and easier to breathe, slower breath. The frantic stuff definitely feels cold and hard. And I had a thought, it's a bit like I could prepare Elizabeth, prepare Elizabeth the day before, the night before, the morning. So sometimes when I'm working and I want to make the morning easier, I fill the kettle, I have my tea cup ready with my tea bag in it. I've decided what I'm going to wear. I just have everything set up that when I get up in the morning, it's easier. And I thought I could, and sometimes I lay out my yoga mat, so when I get up in the morning, it's easier just to get on the mat. So I'm going to think of things that I can put in place the day before that makes the next morning's transition really smooth.
Cool.
Thank you. That was lovely.
No, you're welcome. So I will see you on Tuesday. Yeah. Tuesday. It was really nice to be able to do that session, because that's actually the kind of session that I can't do normally in a group.
Yeah, and I'm realizing I'm definitely getting the full benefit, and I'm so pleased. I've really hit the jackpot. I'm thrilled that I get to have you all to myself, and sharing your knowledge and your skills. And this is all stuff that really resonates and is working for me. It's really, it's lovely. I didn't know this was out there and this was a thing. And I'm so chuffed to bits to be here. Really, I feel very grateful for the opportunity.
Well, I'm equally grateful to have such a lovely client. So
yes, they won't all be so lovely.
Well, touch wood. I'd like to think, never say never, but I like to think that I've put in place systems that mean I'm only going to work with people I like anyway. So
I hope so. Not giving an hour's talk at a screen where there's just little icons and nobody speaks back. Yeah, I hope that never happens to you too. Yeah.
Well, I hope the talk goes well this afternoon.
Yes, thank you. I'm going to go look at the screens now just to see if I can lighten up my background. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you. I've got one today, and then I've got another one on Tuesday. So we talk at 4. That one's between 12 and 1. It's funny, I haven't had any online ones, and it's like buses. I've had 4 in like two weeks, and I've just been asked by one of the practices to deliver some stress management stuff as well for them. So that will probably, I would imagine, also be online. Online's the way to go, isn't it? We're never going to see human physical people again.
Yeah, I know.
But it's amazing. It is amazing that we can still be so connected. I mean, us doing this, I've never met you in real life, so to speak, but I feel as connected as if I was sitting opposite you. I mean, it's incredible what you actually can do online. I'd still prefer, one-to-one, because that's nice. But this does open. You have access to far more things online, because you don't have to travel to get somewhere if you can't make it. You just have it on. I think it's wonderful.
It is, and it's a big opportunity for a lot of people. And I did a podcast about, I did one about this yesterday, about this whole. I got on one of my rants. You heard some of my podcasts where I get a bit ranty. Yeah, I did. I did get on one of those, because it's tough for some people, but I think we're just over laboring this. We're going, oh, it's so tough, and then we're kind of drowning ourselves in this, what we can't do, what we're lacking, what's been taken away. I'm not just notice the opportunity
there, and there is a lot.
Yeah
there really is a lot. I mean, I understand that we're not all the same. Some people, for various reasons, are finding it very difficult. But it isn't, you can't just say categorically it's a bad thing and it's all bad. There's a lot of goodness, unfortunately not for everybody, but there's a lot of good stuff to come out of it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, there are, but I think the people that are finding it really difficult are in, in the minority. They're the kind of people that would struggle with any big external drama.
Yes. Yes.
I
I
mean,
think it does bring up, it does show, it does shine a light on really how you deal with things normally.
yeah,
Anyway, for those people who don't usually handle stuff, this is a big one.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, I won't get on
Yeah.
this.
Anyway, we can go on. All right, Shirley, lovely. Thank you. Have a super duper weekend,
You too.
and I'll see you on Tuesday.
Lovely. Look forward to it.
All
Take care.
right, I look forward to it too. Bye.
Bye, Rose.